You're listening to the Dirt Racing Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Dirt Racing Podcast. As we preview Sprint Invaders this week, a little bit of Knoxville preview with Bill Wright, a song about Earl Hughes Jr., and results from this last week's Frostbuster from IMCA cars at the Marshalltown Speedway. Speaking of Marshalltown Speedway, they had 196 entries for the Frostbuster. We'll just give you the regular results. If your driver didn't make it, too bad. Picking up the win and then the modified was the 07X of Troy Morris. Second, Ethan Broxma in the 12J. Third, Jake McBurney in 82. Fourth, the 151 of Joel Rost. Fifth, the 5L of Cody Laney. Sixth, the 28T of Trevor Fitz. Seventh, the 75 Junior of Chaz Baca. Dylan Thornton in the 38T was 8th. Ninth, the 3 of Kelly Shyrock. Corey Way, the 69N was 10th. 11th was the 16K of Kalen Lopez. 12th, the 40 of Sean Harker was 12th. 13th, the 27 of Jason Walla. Jason Bass was 14th in the 4. Jim Cole at 55 was 15th. 16th, 26 Jay Switt. 17th, the B24 of Owen Barnhill. The wrestler did not finish his. 18th was the 11 Isaac Malico. 19th to 32X of Skylar Woods. Todd Shooting the 5 was 20th. 21st to 12 was Chad Porter. Cole Finsky, the 21R, was 22nd. 23rd to 21X of Riley Simmons. And 24th to 43S of Scott Sabanovich. In the stock cars, it was the 17X of Justin Lundberg. Your winner, second to 3 of Kelly Shyrock. Third to 99X of Dalton Murdy. Fourth to 94 Steve Meyer. Fifth to 30 Emma Wire DeYoung. Sixth to 11R Braden Richards. Seventh to 82 Jake McBurney. Eighth the 1 of Caden Reynolds. Ninth to 41 of Thor Anderson. 10th to 99D of Damon Murdy. 11th the A1A of Austin Kaplan. 12th to 66 of Brendan Cox. Dave McAtude in the 92X was 13th. 14th to 19 of Jimmy Gustin. 15th the 49 of Kyle Olson. 16th 69 of Jonathan Lowe. Cole Suckow at 75 was 17th. 18th to 19J of Jay Smith. Buck Shafroff in 92 was 19th. 20th was Presley Harrington at 24H. Daniel Exlabad in the 18X was 21st. 22nd the M1 is Scott Miller. 23rd did not finish. The 105 is Sheldon Olderby. And David Brandy's was 24th. It's the 71. In the sport mods, your winner was Gabriel Deschamps in 21. Second, Tyler Narud in the 5T. Third is the 73 of Dustin White. Fourth, 22C Michael Johnson. Corey Kempke was in the 07 was fifth. Sixth, the K3 of Carlson. Seventh, the T23 of Tony Olson. Eighth, 75 of Cole Sacco. Ninth, the 01 of Braden Carter. Stan Tomlinson in the 11T was 10th. Hunter Londecker in the 93 was 11th. 12th to 7 of Will Wolf. Keaton Glasser in 22 was 13th. 14th, Logan Northeast, 44T. Ben Ryerson in the 25 was 15th. 16th, 18th is Jocelyn Quest. 19th was Jeremiah Reed in the 9J. The wrestler did not finish his. Dustin Malaquit quit. The M24 was 18th. 19th, the 21 are Cam Reimers. 20th, the 117 is Dylan Van Wyk. The 2B, Braden Claiborne, it was 21st. 22nd, Kyle Fee in 17. Wes Dingaman in 42 was 23rd. And 24th was the AK of Austin Kemp. In the hobby stocks, your winner was the 24R Dylan Richards. Second, the 55X of Corey Vanderwell. Third was the 2G of Bradley Graham. Fourth, the 2 of Kevin Sadler. Justin Waka in the 45 was fifth. Sixth was the 9X of Kobe Saban. Seventh, the 29N of Nathan Ballard. Eric Knudsen in the 12K it was 8th. 9th, 11B of Solomon Bennett. 10th, the 4R Randy Lamar. 11th, the 28 of Tucker Richardson. 12th was Eric Knudsen with the K in the 19X was 12th. 13th was Kel Hemsley in the 88H. Joe Dorn in the 21X was 14th. 15th, Kyle Von Ringer in the 1X. 16th, the 22B of Braden Gifford. Jordan Fisher was 17th in the 52. 18th was Scott Porter in the 115. 19th was Brandon Hurley in the 38. 20th was Seth Butler in 22. 21st, the 53F of Gordon French. And then the wrestler did not finish. 22nd was Collar Hefty in the 22H. 23rd, the 47SW Sam West. The 24th, the 7 of Brandon Farnini. And finally, in the Sport Compacts, your winner was Gilbert Adope. Second was the 12 of Mitch Muhlenberg. Third was the 46 Michael Garber. Fourth, 19 of the 89 of Christian Grady. Fifth was the 6R Spencer Rodine. Sixth, the 6D of Tyler Fiedelkorn. Oliver Munson in the 5 was 7th. 833K David Kimmel. Ninth was Blake Feinrun in the F12. 10th was 75K of Caden Gosling. Corey Luna in the 24K was 11th. 12th to 21 of Corlin Wessler. 13th to 16 of Curtis Masterson. 14th to 31D of Blake Driscoll. 15th, the 6N Law Joseph Baker. CJ Wessler in the 83 was 16th. 17th to 56K of Matthew Howard. Connor Atkins was in 18th in the 13th. Ryan Cheney in the 22C was 19th. 20th was Brock Osweiler in the 07. The wrestler did not finish his. In 65 of Seth Minders was 21st. 22nd, the GC7 of Garrett Brack. 23rd was 22D Dalton Sowers. And 24th, the 2 Junior of Ralph Jones. That was the results from last week's event at the Marshalltown Speedway. 34 Raceway was scheduled to have the IRA sprint cars last Friday and Saturday because of the weather. It has been postponed. Now, time for Bill Wrights. Welcome to the show, Bill Wright, to talk about Sprint Invaders and a couple things with the Hall of Fame coming up. How's it going, Bill?
Going good, Marshall. How you doing?
Hanging in there.
Yeah, about race season, right?
Yeah. Sprint Invaders kicks off their season.
Yeah, they have 2 events this weekend. Of course, Saturday, April 12th, our opener at 34 Raceway in West Burlington, Iowa. And then Sunday, over at Stewart, we'll be co-sanctioning with Malvern Bank 360 Sprints. So, big weekend already for the Sprint Invaders. So, we're jumping right into it. And fingers crossed the weather doesn't look too bad.
And they're scheduled, they're going familiar tracks and some old-time favorites this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's at the beginning of May we hit CJ Speedway, and I don't know how long it's been. Over 10 years since we've been to Columbus Junction, so or right around 10 years. So that'll be exciting. You know, we haven't been to Oskaloosa for a few years, so getting closer to you. You know, and we haven't been there for a few years either. And of course, we've never been to Hawkeye Downs, so that's pretty exciting at the end of the year when they put the dirt on Hawkeye Downs over in Cedar Rapids. So I think everybody's excited about that as well.
And is that going to be a points race?
I believe it is. I believe it's our point finale, as far as I know, unless something changes along the lines. So we've had years where the point finale was not at Burlington. I think a couple of years ago, maybe it was down at Quincy or Lee County. I can't remember which. But sometimes it happens that way. And if we have rainouts and we have to schedule them later in the year, sometimes that happens too. So I'm pretty sure it's a point race, though. I haven't heard any different there.
And of course, the Big Fall Hall in September.
The Big Fall Hall is always the major race in our schedule. And of course, Brad and Jesse down there at 34 Raceway, they do a great job of promoting that. And then a lot of the people with the Sprint Invaders and supporters of the Sprint Invaders who come up with the sponsors for the event to add all the contingencies and, of course, the 5,000 to win and all those sorts of things becomes a really big event. And I think Aaron Reitzel won the finale last year, but it seems like it's always somebody different winning that race. So it's always a good race and always involves a lot of big drivers coming in from other places. And I think that's Saturday, September 27th. So mark that one on your calendar.
And then the week of 360 Nationals, there'll be a big Sprint Invaders race.
Well, I was really excited about that last year over at Bloomfield Speedway. It has been a few years since we've been to Bloomfield, too. And I was excited to get back over there. It was scheduled for a Tuesday before the 360 National starts on Thursday. And I know there was a lot of cars heading that way for that race. This year they've added a rain date. So the date is scheduled for Monday, July 28th. And it has a rain date of the following night, Tuesday. So between one of those nights, we should get it in, right?
Yeah.
You promise, Marshall, that we'll do that?
I hope so.
Yeah, it'll be great. So.
And then I know next week the Hall of Fame's opening their new tower part.
Yep, a week from Thursday we have our grand opening for the Dennis Albaugh Suite Tower. That's at 2 o'clock, and everybody's welcome to be there. It's free of charge. Hopefully we get a lot of people. You know, we'll have some dignitaries here, and we'll have some snacks and things like that. And people get a chance to see the tower. So they're still working on it really hard right now, and should look pretty good by next Thursday.
Because I know the show will be already recorded before then. That's why I wanted to mention that for people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also practice.
They'll have practice that night for 410s, and then the World Outlaws will be here that weekend at Knoxville Raceway. So it'll be a big weekend, I should say. World Outlaws and High Limit, because a lot of the High Limit drivers will be here too. So they always square off at Knoxville, and that's always a really good show. So again, fingers crossed, the extended forecast looks pretty good in the 60s. So I'm not going to count the chickens, but it looks like a good weekend and a weekend that people can plan on coming to Knoxville for a couple of nights.
Yeah, and then I know Sunday Sprint Invaders race will be on IMCA TV if people are wondering.
Yeah, and thanks for mentioning that. And I'm not sure about Saturday night or what platform it might be on, or if it is even. But keep an eye out for that, and hopefully people can make it to the races. Sunday looks like 70 to 70s, mid to high 70s. So hopefully people can get out to Stewart. It's about what is it? About 25 miles west of Des Moines or so, 30 miles. So it's an easy drive over on I-80, and it's a neat little track. It's a good quarter mile. Went there a couple years ago, and Malvern Bank was there, and of course the two-time Sprint Invaders champ won that one, Chris Martin. So, but it should be a good matchup, and I'm guessing car count's going to be pretty healthy. When you throw in some Knoxville cars too, I would think would head over that way. So should be a really good weekend of racing between Burlington and over there. I've talked to guys like J.J. Hickle. I know Terry McCarl's planning on both those shows. Carson McCarl's planning on Burlington for sure. So we're going to get some visitors in. So, people are ready to race here in the upper Midwest, and this is going to be their first chance outside of Peevely, with the Outlaws this weekend. So people are ready to go.
And then speaking of Knoxville, is there anybody new that it's going to be moving up or stuff for the 410s?
I probably don't know much more than a lot of other people. I know, we know that Brandon Worthington's going to move up from the pro class up to the 410s. We know Cade Higday is going to move up to the 410s. I'm just going off the top of my head. Of course, J.J. Hickle, we mentioned him. That's going to be a whole new 410 weekly team. The 2M's going to be back on a weekly basis with Matt Morrow, so he's going to have J.J. Hickle driving that car. So, I think it's going to be great. Caleb Johnson's going to be in the 410s every week here in the 6K. Dennis Gainey's car. So it's going to be. There's going to be some new cars. We have some cars that have gone out on the road. So usually we lose a few and we gain a few every year. But Knoxville, they have the biggest weekly purse in the country. So, drivers want to race here. They have a good tow money plan and all those types of things. So drivers like to come to Knoxville because they're treated really well. So I think we'll have a really good season here in Knoxville.
And I know that opening weekend for everybody that it's on Rico's schedule, and I think Reitzel's for sure.
Yeah, well, Reitzel lives about 2 blocks from the track, so he'll probably be here. if there's not a high limit race somewhere,
There's not one till the 30th.
Yeah. So I'd expect to see those guys in the next couple weeks, or the first couple weekends in Knoxville for sure.
And then I know T-Mez is going to be a regular.
Yes, I forgot about him in the 360 class, I believe, with the Verville team, right? The 01 team?
Yeah, that's what I read.
Yep. So that'll add some excitement, won't it? He's an exciting guy. If people haven't followed Thomas Meserol, T-Mez around, he'll be an exciting guy to have at Knoxville every week, and he's always worth a quote, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so he'll be a good guy to have around. Anybody else you can think of off the top of your head?
Did I read Jack Anderson's going to be 410?
I haven't heard. I would. That'd make me happy to see that.
But
I haven't heard that.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I haven't seen him announced.
Is Matt Morrow having 2 cars?
He may have 3, Marshall. He may have a 410 and a 360 and a pro team. Ryan Giles will be racing the 360 class, and then I heard he also might be having a pro car on a weekly basis, so that'll be interesting. So.
Busy time for that team.
Busy for Matt, for sure, yeah. So, with Knoxville, you never know till that first. A lot of people like to talk over the winter, but until they actually show up, you don't know for sure, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So, should be another great year. I'm really looking forward to it. Right now, as we speak, they're putting a new sign over the top of the entryway to the raceway. As I look across the track, Impact Signs are putting a new sign over where you come into the racetrack from the street.
Yeah,
that'll be all lit up this year. In the past, it's just been painted, pretty nice. But now they've got a light up sign, so it'll look pretty cool, and they're putting it up as we speak. So that's pretty neat.
I saw last week that the other one was down.
Yep. And today it's being put up. So.
And then I know what's going to be the salute tour this year.
At the Hall of Fame, the museum. Yeah, we're going to do a tribute to Manzanita Speedway. So I think people will really enjoy that. That'll start May the 1st and go through October 1st. So you'll see Bubby Jones cars and Billy Boats and Ron Schumann, and we just have a good selection of cars from Manzanita, from the 50s and 60s all the way up until it closed in 2009. Jesse Hockett, one of the cars that he raced there and won some races at in the later years, that'll be here as well. So he swept the Western World, the 360 Western World, I believe, in that car. So we'll have a lot of different cars here, 8 or 10 that represent Arizona. So I think people enjoy that. And one thing that people know about the Arizona cars is they're always good-looking cars, and they're always painted really nice. So when they come in, they'll see some cool paint jobs for sure.
And then the induction ceremony will be with USAC again.
Yeah, USAC will be here for the Corn Belt, what do they call it, the Corn Belt Clash now.
Yeah.
And that'll be 2 nights of the AMSOIL USAC National Sprint Cars, and then Friday night will be the 360s. Saturday will be the 410s. That's May 30th and 31st. And then, of course, our bench racing session for our old Hall of Famers is in the afternoon, Friday in the afternoon, our second floor. That's always free to the public. And then our banquet's going to be noon on Saturday the 31st. So we want people to get their tickets now, to order ahead of time, get yourself a seat there, because those are always in demand. We have Craig Delancey going in the Hall of Fame this year, and Todd Schaefer, and Damian Gardner, and Davy Brown Jr. I know Davy Brown Sr. will be here for that, and famous mechanic from out Pennsylvania. We'll have Don Odd as well going in, Steve Sinclair going in, and Carlton Reimers with the World Outlaws, and then 1969 national champion Kenny Greitz is also going in the Hall of Fame. And he was a big reason, unfortunately, because of his death, that we have roll cages on the sprint cars in 1970. So we have a really good class this year. It'll be a lot of fun. That's May 30th and 31st. So check out our Facebook and our website for that information.
Then you have one thing to explain.
Oh no, you're worrying me.
Because it will be playing in the show the Earl Hughes Jr. song.
Yeah, we like to have fun with the AI songs.
Yeah.
So we actually have AI songs for all our Hall of Fame inductees this year. So Addie's been working on those. So look for more of those, Mark.
Yeah. But we were just goofing off one day when we
were goofing off, and Earl Hughes, he loves the song. So I haven't heard him play it yet on Flow, but I'm waiting for it. So I want to hear it.
I know it has 61 views on YouTube.
Oh, does it? Oh, that's
because I did that exclusive first.
Yeah. That's more than I thought it would be.
Anyways, thanks for your time.
Yep, thank you, Marshall. It's always good to talk to you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Right, bye-bye.
Speaking of the Earl Hughes Jr. song, here it is.
Out in Port Royal on a Saturday night, the engines roar, the track's in sight. Earl Hughes Jr.'s on the mic again, revving up the crowd with a familiar refrain. Kick the tires, light the fires, let's go racing. Feel the excitement, hearts are pacing. Earl's voice echoes through the speedway air, a national treasure beyond compare. Drivers line up, the tension's thick, engines humming, making hearts tick. Earl's voice cuts through like a bolt of lightning. Fans on their feet, energy heightening. Kick the tires, light the fires, let's go racing. Feel the excitement, hearts are pacing. Earl's voice echoes through the speedway air, a national treasure beyond compare. From the grandstands to the pits below, Earl's the legend everyone knows. His love for the sport is pure and true, guiding us through each twist and loop. Kick the tires, light the fires, let's go racing. Feel the excitement, hearts are pacing. Earl's voice echoes through the speedway air, a national treasure beyond compare. Beyond compare.
It's the song. Anyway, now upcoming racing action for this weekend. Marshalltown, a 2-day show with 5,000 to win stock cars. Their format on Thursday evening will be 2 rounds of heat races, a full sport mod program, full sport compact, full modified program, and a full hobby stock program. And on night number 2 will be the last chance races after the top 6 got locked in from Thursday evening. It'll be a full program from Mod Lights, Sport Mods, Hobby Stock. Stock cars will run for the 5,000 and modifieds. Over at the 34 Raceway Saturday night, of course, Sprint Invaders in action with modifieds, mini haulers, and sport compacts. Sunday night will be Sprint Invaders back into the action at Stewart. That will be live on IMCA TV for $29.99. That also includes a 30-day replay included, or you can buy the month and just get the replay only for $24.99. Next week's show, we'll have a recap of this weekend's action and get you set for the World of Outlaws. Will be in town at Knoxville, and how to get to the Knoxville Raceway because of Highway 14 being closed. That's this week's show. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening. And don't forget, we're on Twitter, or X, Facebook, and now on Patreon. So check out those places. Until then, this has been another edition of the Dirt Racing Podcast.
Thank you for listening to the Dirt Racing Podcast with Marshall Hain. Follow us on Twitter at Dirt_Podcast or on Facebook at the Dirt Racing Podcast.